I know. I said in the last video, and I quote, I don't plan to go over every single chapter in this video or in future videos. Well, little did I know that Togashi would be dropping a chapter with enough information that I personally want to talk about that it can be its own video. So here we are, chapter 408. But before we get into chapter 408, I need to address something, all right? In the previous video, we were talking about 407. That was the recent chapter that just came out as I was editing that video, and I didn't fully delve into the explanation of this negotiation game. In chapter 408, we're gonna need that explanation. So we have a parent and a child. Aw, isn't that cute? No, it's not. These represents the two players. We got the parent, Morena, and we got the child, Borkson. So the parent has 7 face-up cards, while the child has 5 face-down cards. The child's cards represent the answer that the child will give the parent to their request at the end of the game. And the parent card represents questions that the child can ask the parent. So let me put on my little nerd-ass glasses and time to explain the rules and the cards. Rules card? What are you doing here?
So for our main phase 1, the child will select one of the parent's cards, and the parents will answer that card. When the answer is given, that card that the parent has will be sent to the graveyard. Now it's the parent's main phase, and that main phase will start with the parent selecting one of the child's cards. The card is then flipped over and discarded into the child's graveyard. When the child is with 1 card left, that will be the answer given to the parent, and the game will end.
So, for these cards, we got our typical yes and no for the child. We also got a return that will allow the child to bring a card from the graveyard back to their hand, basically choosing whatever answer they want. The joker, which can be a yes and a no, as well as the X card. What does this devious card do? It is an in-between card between yes and no, and basically negates the entire point of this game. That is the one card that Morena definitely don't want. On the parent's side, they got the objective card. Allows them to explain their objective. The power card explains their ability. Please, Borkson, please pick this card. Q&A card, basically, they hold an SBS. And the question B card, for if you are a beta man, if you desire more information about one question, but only that one question. And the parent has yes and a no card. If you select the yes card, basically the child will know what will happen if they choose yes as their answer at the end of the game. And the same thing is for the no card, but if they selected no. And one that I forgot to mention in the previous video, the deal card. Chris, don't you want to be a big shot? Choose this card if you want to bring back a card, but you must fulfill a small request. I don't know what the small request could be. I know the Haley think that killing kind of just what you do. So is killing a small request? I don't know. But you know, Borkson can decline if they really don't want it. And before we start the big game, Borkson says they'll play on one condition. They get to choose the child's face down cards to play. But Morena decides that, okay, you can do that. All right, sure, Chief. But I and my team get the shuffle. Now we got the prelude out of the way. Let's just jump right into it. Borkson's turn is up. They choose the objective card. Morena's like, my objective is the total destruction of Kakin and also the world. Teehee. Borkson like, really? That's what you mean? My face when I say the total destruction of the world. My face when they say, huh? And so Morena thinks that bringing up her story of how she became to be would help us to give a clue into more details of her objective. And Togashi reveals a big piece of information. The real Morena Prudo is not the one we're talking to right now. The one we're talking to right now is allegedly not even royalty. The original Morena is sleeping in her grave. So for simplicity's sake, the person that Borkson is talking to right now, we'll just keep referring to as Morena. But Morena is a festival orphan. Kakin holds these festivals. I don't want to go into too much detail, but it is just completely heinous. And Morena, being a byproduct of that festival, was put in an orphanage that was managed by the Haley. This led to Morena eventually gaining control of the Haley by discovering her ability, and gives us real insight on why she is so dead set on destroying not only just Kakin, but the entire world, because these festivals are still continuing. continuing. They have not stopped. And this sort of story kind of has parallels to Chrollo's backstory. Both Morena and Chrollo are byproducts of the evil that humans have and have conducted. And that kind of goes back to the Chimera Ants thing. Meruem was able to have true fear. He saw the absolute evil in the human heart. And so we continue, and Morena has gathered these people to help her on this mission. And the one that she says is the most crucial power that she needs is Borkson. And so we shuffle up the deck. Borkson chooses a card to get rid of, and that card is the Joker. Borkson's new turn, and she decides to pick the Power card. Morena's like, oh, damn, Borkson, you make me blush. Asking me 2 questions in a row about myself, damn. So Morena explains her ability. You know, we know the use. She kisses people, they give them Nen, and they can level up to get even more Nen and a Hatsu. But one of the points that we do get that's kind of interesting is that one condition is that they have to share the same objective as Morena to even be a part of this game. However, each individual members has their own little personal goal and objective, so that kind of contradicts. Basically, Morena explains that everyone's objective is kind of just like killing, whether that be a specific someone, multitudes of people, a group of people, or something like that. They just want to kill, and that further helps Morena's objective. So technically speaking, they are still on the same objective. And meanwhile, while this is going on, Borkson just wants to have a peaceful life. Yoshikage Kira moment. And Borkson does not emphasize Morena at all. Might be leaning more towards that no than that yes. And ooh, goody! This is the whole reason why I wanted to make this video in the first place. We get some new Nen info. And I just wanna brag a little bit because, you know, it was kind of popular in the community, but I gotta call it as well, you know. Borkson is indeed a specialist and was sniffed out by Dogman, and Morena is specifically looking for specialists. And last chapter, Morena did say the longer the games goes on, the worse it is. We didn't really understand that, but now we do, because Dogman is still looking for specialists. So if he finds a specialist that's better than Borkson, that's kind of bad for Borkson, honestly. So she got to finish this game fast. And Morena even says that Dogman found someone that's a specialist that is a Heaven's Arena 4 master. And we get to see a little panel of Chrollo. Dude, if Chrollo ends up joining the Haley, I don't think it'll happen. I do not think it will happen, but the possibility of that happening, oh my god. Their goals kind of align. Taking down those treasures of Kakin would be a major blow to the Empire. I could definitely help out Morena. I could see them working together. There's a possibility, and I'm here for it. Finally, Togashi. Thank you! We get more confirmation on specialists. They were easily the least known about Nen category, so finally getting a detailed explanation about them is so appreciated. Oh my god. So something that was implied with specialists but not explicitly confirmed until now is that specialists can have 100% proficiency with any Nen category, which means that a lot of our specialist abilities heavily kind of use other Nen categories too. Like Morena kissing people and giving them Hatsu and stuff, that could also be an application of enhancement. Because Bill over here is giving people more Nen with this enhancement ability. In Chrollo's book, I don't know if it's explicitly shown that non-Nen users can see it, but Chrollo's book could just be a conjured item that has like a specialist Hatsu sort of built into it. And even Pakunoda's memory bullets is using a mission. And Morena even says, many specialists don't even know that they are specialists and could completely develop a Hatsu and ability set thinking that they're one category when they're really not. Which I think kind of explains why manipulators and conjurers can become specialists later. Maybe it's more so not that they actually just completely switch over, but they actually realize that they are specialists. They go into a manipulation or conjuration based Hatsu and ability first, and they're like, wait, how come I can use enhancement with 100% proficiency? What the fuck? And then they're like, oh, I'm just a specialist. So specialists not only have the chance of just awakening their Hatsu before they even know Nen, but can also specifically develop their own Hatsu like any other category. They can choose what to put that specialization flavor in, which is insane. Morena even states her ability is a mix of all the categories. Togashi, I appreciate the lore drop. This has helped me understand Nen way more. Thank you. So we go into another shuffle, and the yes card is the one that Borkson has to discard. And Marina and the rest of the crew are like, what the fuck? They're so disappointed. And she immediately locks in, and she's like, all right, I'm gonna do my best till the very end. Now Borkson selects the no card on Marina's side, and that no card basically explains what would happen if Borkson selected no. Basically, Marina will just kill Borkson if she selected no. She has too much info. They can't let her just walk away. Borkson's like, oh shit, bro. If I chose the X card, I probably would have just died too. And Marina's like, no. You're not gonna die if you chose the X card. We'll just act like none of this ever happened. It'd be best for both of us. We'll leave you and your closest friends and family away from us. We'll try not to kill them, all right? And Borkson like, why do you even have this X card if it's gonna be such a detriment to you and your crew? And Marina's like, hands together. Borkson, have you ever heard of conditions and limitations? Yeah, they kind of make up Nen abilities. Boom! This card has to be a Nen ability. So I had a little back in my mind thought, I was like, you know what? Maybe this might just be a regular ass card game. There seems to be no trick so far. But nah, this is a Nen ability, and putting in the X card is one of the conditions and limitations set in. I also know that there are theories going around about there saying this might be another Haley member's ability. I don't know, I'm kind of doubling down on the fact that this is Marina's ability. She's played this card game before multiple times. It seems like this is some sort of recruitment ability for the actual Haley that Marina is starting up. And now that we know that specialists can just kind of, you know, have proficiency in all categories, this could just be a conjured deck. Borkson's turn. She chooses to get rid of the X card. She is deleting Twitter, folks. Can we get a round of applause? She deleted Twitter. And so that only means that the cards that Borkson has left is the no and return card. If I was a betting man, I would say the next card that would be discarded is the return card. And then Borkson would be like, oh shit. And then she would have to choose the deal card and go through with this deal so that she can get a yes. If she picks that no, she's basically dead. Hearing that each individual, the Haley, has their own personal objective, that can seem like a very enticing option for Borkson. Definitely is not joining the Haley because she thinks Marina's objective is overall something that she aligns with. But for her own objective, that could be pretty nice. And she gets a free Hatsu ability out of it, which I think Borkson asking all these questions about her own Hatsu abilities, she's interested. She's like, wait, I'm like an SSR rare on the gacha machine? And you're telling me I can develop my own Hatsu ability without any training? Might be a one-way ticket to get a cool ass fucking ability. And we end off the chapter with sirens blaring. This is not a drill. Benjamin has taken a massive shit and it is heard throughout the entire Black Web. This is not a drill. Martial law has been declared. What could this mean? I have fucking no idea, bro. There is so many possibilities that it could be with everything that's going on in the Succession War. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the chapter review. Like I said, I don't plan to keep doing these chapters review for every single chapter. But for this chapter, getting all that sweet, juicy info, which is something I could not avoid. Anyway, thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. Make sure to leave a like if you liked it. Give it a subscribe because I'm definitely probably going to be making more Hunter x Hunter content in the future. And I also just want to thank you guys so much. We have finally reached 1,000 subscribers. That was such a huge milestone that I've been wanting for a very long time. And it just blows my mind. I'm still baffled by it that I actually have achieved that. So thank you, each and every one of you. And comment down below on what you think's happening. What are your thoughts on the chapter? Please let me know. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Adios and bye-bye.
All right, Borkson, what's your last move?
This is my last move, Marina. Pot of greed, no way!